A little rusty.
It happens.
That's fucking loud.
That's the point. It's music.
Welcome to a terrible football show.
Hopefully you're having an incredible day. We're back after 2 weeks. The first of those 2 weeks was like a planned, unplanned break. Like it wasn't part of our grand master schedule, but we did plan it the week prior. Last week was totally on me. I mean, it was like the day before, and I'm just like, boys, we're not doing it. We're not doing it. That's on me, but we're back right before the draft. Draft week, man, we're here. Next week is the draft. It's going to be a big thing. All right, so I think we're locking it in. We locking it in? We're locking it in. We're doing a live stream for the draft. We'll be going live about 6:30 here at youtube.com/SparkE3. So come tune in, come hang out, come say hi. Be a good time. We should all be here. We're also going to make maybe a couple phone calls. We got one person we know we'll call. Maybe some more. I mean, if you boys got some people you want to call.
I've definitely got people.
Okay. All right.
Got people.
Yeah, we'll make some phone calls. We can connect everything via Bluetooth over here. Make some calls. Maybe we're on Discord, whatever. Doesn't matter. It'll be a good time. We're going to have fun. For episode 27, since the draft is next week, we're going to be dedicating pretty much this whole episode to our mock draft. We're going to be going through all 32 picks, detailing them, what we know, what we've heard, the rumors, the possibilities for each pick. Like, it's not going to be some quick thing with music where it's like, all right, number one, go. Number two, no, we're going to detail this shit, okay? And it's also because there's not a whole lot going on. I'm going to be completely honest. Okay. As for schedule, though, we are still slated to go on this multi-week break for the summer. But since we did miss 2 weeks, what we are going to do is we're going to get a couple episodes out during the summer, like sometime one in June, sometime one in July. And then, of course, we will be back on track for the start of the NFL season and college season. It's going to be a great time there and hit it every single week until the Super Bowl. So that's going to be some good shit. If you could, go check us out at our website, SparkE3.com. You can sign up for free or sign up for $5 a month. We definitely appreciate that. As well as go over to the merch store, SparkE3shop.com, where we do have a 30% off promo code April running for this entire month to celebrate AniMan Plus coming back with a nice little rebrand for us celebrating the draft stream. It's going to be a great time. Pick up some merch. Go pick up a trash can. We definitely appreciate the trash can pickup. You can also join the Discord. Link down in the description below. Shout out to the random guy that joined. I have no idea what show you listen to, but this one, hey, what's up? And lastly, go follow us over at Twitter at Terrible FB Show, and check out the other shows, Gamesthetic, AniMan Plus, and talk about movies and stuff, which will sooner or later have new episodes come out. That runs through all the plugs. I'll go ahead and start turning on the music. Boys, how you doing? How you feeling? Back after a couple weeks. How we feeling today?
After listening to the last episode, I felt attacked. So,
okay. Well, let's address it. Open air right now.
Tyler over there was fucking with my pronunciations of words and names.
Pronunciations.
Wait, was that also the episode where you got attacked over the Super Bowl thing?
Yes. Same episode.
Man.
Same episode. I just feel like it should have been Attacking Shane should have been the title.
Yeah, it was the one where, the Super Bowl and MetLife is just like, oh, yeah, that's Shane's teams.
Shane probably would have said Seattle and New England. Meanwhile, while you're talking about it, I'm like, Seattle, New England. And then 10 seconds later, Tyler says, I bet he says that. I was like, you motherfucker.
I mean,
We dogged you pretty hard, I'm not going to lie.
It was, man. It was tough. I honestly, I watched it to where we get the view and the watch time, but honestly, I muted the site. Muted the site after that. Couldn't take it.
Couldn't handle it,
Had
man.
my emotional feelings hurt.
I'm sorry.
I feel that.
I'm sorry. Hey, that's how it goes, though. It's part of the charm here at SparkE3. You never know when you're going to get completely roasted. I mean, shit over at Gamesthetic. Like, Zach continues to try to throw me on the bus, claiming that I'm a furry. Like, we're all going to get roasted at some point. All right, that's just how it goes.
Right.
I'm not a furry, though. I want to stress that. Zach is just full of shit.
Maybe a pony boy. We'll see.
No. All right, so before we get into the draft talk, couple things to quickly talk about. Stefan Gilmore signs with the Colts. Big signing there.
I think that's huge.
That is huge. Former Defensive Player of the Year, 5-time Pro Bowl, I think. It's either 5-time Pro Bowl or 5-time All-Pro, and then he was maybe a 7-time Pro Bowl. I can't remember exactly, but Defensive Player of the Year. Still playing very well. Kind of shocked that it took this long for him to get signed, personally, but I think the Colts is a good place to go for him. The team's kind of stacking up, trying to compete here in the AFC. Sammy Watkins, though, also to Green Bay. How are we feeling about that one?
I think he will be, just like the rest of his career, he'll be a good slot third receiver, but they still need a number one.
They definitely still need number one. This helps. This obviously helps a lot, after MVS signs with KC, right? Mm-hmm. And then obviously Adams going to Vegas. All he has now is Alan Lazard.
Hey,
and then
that dude's a goat. Come on now.
All right, now look, I like Alan Lazard, but you're going to need some more help outside of that. You have Big Bob Tunyon, who had was it like a torn Achilles or something from last season? I don't remember. I mean, they signed him to a contract last year, and then he gets hurt. But I mean, Sammy Watkins will help, and apparently, Aaron played a massive part in getting Sammy signed, so Aaron must be a massive fan and pumped up about it. But no, they still need to get a receiver. They need to draft one up front. That or the guy they drafted in the second round, kid from Clemson, I think. I don't remember his name. Do you guys happen to remember? Rookie last year, Clemson receiver. Drawing a blank.
Me too.
Yeah, I'm drawing a blank. Amari Rogers, maybe.
Yep.
Amari Rogers. That was it. Yeah.
I would have never guessed that.
Maybe the name just dawned
A.
to me.
Rogers to A. Rogers.
Yeah, basically, maybe.
But Denzel Ward signing $105 million.
Oh
deal.
yeah, true. Making the highest paid corner in history, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
And only the second cornerback in history to be paid over $100 million.
Yeah, that's insane, man. Hey, well, I mean, Denzel's a beast. I mean, let's go ahead and address that now. Denzel's a beast. Out of those 2 first-round picks they had in that draft, they at least got one right with Denzel. The other one that I'm saying they got wrong, I guess, would be Baker, considering how things have played out. Which also, man, Baker and Jimmy G still floating out there. What the hell is
Jarvis Landry still floating.
I know.
There's a lot of still players just floating along free agency.
Yeah, no. There's gonna be a lot of players that's not signing until after the draft. That's the thing. And I've heard some possibilities for Jarvis. I've heard
Green Bay's in talks with him.
I've heard Green Bay. I think I've heard some Indy talks, which they need a receiver. New Orleans, that's who he's going to visit, right?
Yep.
Yeah, going to visit. And I've heard Cleveland's still in play.
Yeah,
to re-sign him. Oh, really? Okay.
Yep.
Okay. I would like to see him go to Indy. I feel like him and Matty Ice would be a good. Speaking of that, I'm still waiting for Julio. What are we doing there? I mean, you think Indy would already have signed him?
Isn't Odell still waiting to be signed to?
Yeah, actually, yeah, you're right. Yeah, Odell. I thought for some reason I had in my head that the Rams already re-signed him, but he's still floating. Lots of floaters right now. I think it was that last episode 26 where we went through the free agency list, right?
Yep.
And there's still a lot of players still from that list that still have not been signed. Yeah, we can just scroll up and look at it, can't we? Tyrann Mathieu, because he hasn't been signed yet, right?
No, he visited.
He made visits.
I thought he got signed.
No, he visited New Orleans last week, but he wasn't signed.
You right.
Yeah. We of course Bobby Wagner signs with the Rams. I don't know. Yeah, we didn't talk about that. I don't think, right?
Nope.
No. Okay. Clowney, he's a clown, so he's still out there.
Which looks like he's probably going to go to Denver.
Oh, really?
He's had 2 visits with him.
Okay. I mean, there's still a lot of notable free agents out here, man.
That cat we didn't know about, Arden Key, got signed.
Yeah, he did. Yeah, we had no idea who he was. We are a terrible show, but we had no idea who he was. But he did get signed. I don't know who he got signed to though. In other news, USFL is complete trash. It's already dead on arrival. Did you guys watch anything from this?
I watch highlights.
The little that there were.
Yeah.
I'm be honest. I turned the game on whenever that line kick. God damn, that hurt my hand. when that kid from line scored a touchdown, and got hurt.
Okay.
Yeah, he got rocked.
Yeah, they lit his ass up.
I'm assuming you guys also got to watch the Memphis GOAT Paxton Lynch, though one of the worst interceptions in history.
No, I did not see that.
You guys need to watch that, bro. Oh my God, it is such a terrible read. So in that game, Jeff benched Shea Patterson for Paxton. They were already down by 21. Paxton comes in. I want to say he fumbled immediately, which they then recovered, and then he threw the most pathetic ball that I've ever seen to just an absolutely terrible read for his first pass and gets picked off. This is one of those balls where it's it came out of his hands. It had almost no velocity, right? It looked like something you'd see out of a JV game. I'm not even gonna lie. It was bad. Former first round pick too. Remember that, to the Broncos.
Tough.
I'm sorry.
Hey, I was actually on Twitch and the fan controlled league was on there.
Yeah, I saw T.O. got a TD.
Watched T.O. Moss, dude.
At the very end though. Yeah.
I said, "Woo."
And keep in mind, he's 48. 48 years old.
Moss on people.
Yeah, he's still clamoring yeah, hey, NFL needs to sign me. He's still clamoring for that.
Ocho Cinco reached out to the Bengals and was like, "Hey, I'll sign a training camp contract, and then you can cut me before the season." But he suggested that he plays corner and that he wants to guard Boyd and all them.
Fuck that.
Yo, I love Ocho, bro. Yo, Ocho's always on one. Yeah, like, Ocho is, like, legit. Like, people just remember him for all, like, I mean, people remember him for a lot of things, let's be real. But, like, if you're a casual fan, but people mostly remember him for all of his antics and stuff. But, like, bro, this dude was, like, an easy top 5 receiver. Yeah. Easy. During his time. Like, this man was fucking cold. Like, some of the best footwork that you've ever seen. And a lot of
people, a couple of weeks back, there was that tweet that was sent out, and we responded to it, was like, what was the most forgotten player in the NFL that was like really good? And I put in there TJ Hushmanzada.
Dude, TJ was great in Cincy.
Goated.
Man.
TJ was great in Cincy. He went over to Seattle on like to be like, you know, wide receiver 1, like big contract, and he kind of fizzled out. But bro, in Cincy, paired up with Ocho, TJ was a goat, bro.
Yeah, he was putting up some numbers.
Yeah, those were the good days, man. Those were the good days. All right, let's talk about some draft, boys. You know, the draft is a magical time of year. You know, we're going to have 32 first-round draft picks that probably over half of them are going to be complete dog shit. Let's just go ahead and address that right now. But we're still going to talk about it as if they're going to be the next Hall of Famers.
Hey, for a good thing for you, y'all ain't got a pick.
I know. Yeah. Look, listen.
If they can't mess it up.
If there was ever a year for us not to have a first-round pick, I'm happy it's this year. I'll go ahead and say that.
Well, unless the Giants decide to pick a Hall of Fame superstar with that 7th pick.
Man, yeah, the pick that's ours. Yeah, I know. No, so just in just for a quick thing here, me personally, I don't know how you boys feel. In my lifetime of watching the draft, in my opinion, this is the second weakest draft I've ever seen. The first being 2013. That is still by far the weakest.
Was that N.J. Manuels?
Yes. That was the draft where your first 3 picks was Eric Fisher, Luke Jockle, Deion Jordan.
Yeah.
Like
DJ Manuel was the only quarterback taken
in the first round. Yep.
Fucking embarrassing.
Yeah. I mean that draft was literal piss poor.
Yeah. Out of all the motherfucking quarterbacks.
There's a lot of people that claim that 2013 draft is one of the worst drafts in history, just based on like how the talent coming into the first round and stuff. I mean that draft was bad, and this one, I mean, I gotta say, I think this draft has a lot of depth to it, right? I think it has a lot of depth to give you like some like quality starters and like quality flex players and stuff. I just don't think this draft has a lot of superstars. You know what I mean? Like it really doesn't, in my opinion. So I mean, I feel like I think we're gonna see that over the next couple of years of some of these players fizzling out kind of quickly. There are certain positions that I think will be pretty decent. Like I feel like this is a really good wide receiver group. That's one thing that I'll say.
I think it's a really good defensive line group.
Yeah, I think it's got some pretty solid defensive linemen.
The first 3 picks on my mock is all defensive ends.
Like I think edge rushers are pretty solid. I think O linemen are pretty solid for at least some. I don't think there's a lot of depth at the O line for this draft, but I do think like who you have at the top. I'm going to be honest. I don't know if any of these O linemen are going to be superstars, but I think they're going to be quality starters. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I know quarterback wise, like while we like some of the quarterbacks in this draft, like I definitely think it's one of the weaker quarterback drafts that we've had in a long time.
At least the last 15 years. Or so.
And that's going to be the big question watching this draft next week is who is going
to reach.
Who's going to reach? Who's going to reach and take a quarterback really high because they really need to? You know what I mean? All right, so let's get into it. While we're going through this, we're also going to be giving our picks, for our 3.0s as we talk about it. So, that'll be fun too. So, obviously, number 1 overall pick, Jacksonville Jaguars, second year in a row, my second favorite team, led by GM Trent Ballock. I also want to shout something out. I don't know if did you boys see that thing that I shared involving Shad?
Maybe.
That was so fucking embarrassing. It was a video that someone captured of Shad, the owner of the team of the last 10 years, who since he's been the owner, we've only won 44 games, was at the combine with Trent, and it's Shad looking over at Trent. It's just like, okay, but what do you see here that you just couldn't see on tape? And I'm like, this is our owner of an NFL franchise that doesn't understand what you can see in person versus on tape.
Man.
Anyway, Jacksonville GM Trent Ballock leading the charts here for the drafting. Of course, he was the GM for the 49ers there for a while. You know, there was a period here where he was about to be gone, and I really hope he was going to be gone, but alas, we're still here. Everyone just, naturally believes that it's going to be Aiden Hutchinson, and let me stress, I think it should be. I think he is like the most clear lock for number 1 overall, or what he should be, based on like what he can bring to the table and the amount of leadership that he can bring. But like, from what we kind of know with this pick, Trent is not necessarily in love with anyone, and he wouldn't mind trading out. But the thing is, it's like you either need to take like Aiden, or you need to get like a king's ransom to trade out. That's the thing. And I don't think anyone's really clamoring up to get that number 1 pick because, again, I think everyone kind of knows this draft's a little bit weaker. You know what I mean? Like the only team that I know of that would like bust their nut to move up to 1 to maybe get Aiden just happens to be sitting there at number 2. And it's just like, why would you do that? Well, then again, you look at Chicago; they went up from 3 to 2, but we're not going to talk about that. But anyway, the thing is with the number 1 pick, everyone naturally thinks Aiden, but another name that constantly gets popped up is Travon Walker, because it's like Travon kind of fits the mold of what Trent likes to draft, with like super athletic freak, edge rusher. He like Travon gets commonly reference to Alden Smith, who Trent drafted, and San Fran. So that's why a lot of people are kind of linking Travon Walker going to Jacksonville. But how are you guys feeling with the Jacksonville pick? What do you think they should do? What do you think they will do? How are you guys feeling towards it?
I'm still heavy on, I think they should go after Evan Neal.
I agree. I think they need to go tackle. They either need to get Evan Neal or Icky. Easily. That's my opinion.
Yeah, but I think with the hype that Travon Walker's produced after or during the combine and after and during his pro day and everything, I think it's just people are just so high on him right now that there's probably going to be Travon.
Yeah, I agree. Like, I think they're going to take either Travon or Aiden because their defense was pretty terrible.
Yeah.
I mean, you can always just go get you a lineman, right? Like, there's really no, like, superstar lineman in this draft, I don't think, that can make the Jags.
You talking about O-line?
Yeah, that can make the Jags
significantly
relevant.
better,
yeah. Yeah, but if you look at Houston and all of them that have a superstar defensive end, that's why I think they're going to take one of them.
I would like Aiden, personally.
Well, yeah, but Detroit, you got to go back home.
I know.
Yeah, and I did see this thing, like NFL scouts and analysts are saying that Aiden Hutchinson has more talent and is better, more NFL ready than both the Bosa brothers were at this point.
Yeah.
And that's saying something. So,
but the thing about Travon for Trent and the Jags is like the ceiling. You know what I mean? Like that's what they're looking at, is how high that ceiling could be. Because, I mean, when it comes to the Jags defense, I mean, you're right. The Jags defense absolutely stinks. Like, the only good player you have on that defense is the second Josh Allen. Like, that's it. Everyone else stinks. Like, I mean, like, Miles Jack, like, I thought he was a quality starter. We got rid of him, obviously. He's on with Pittsburgh. But, like, that's all he was a quality starter. But other than that, the defense is absolute garbage. I like the Aiden pick because, like, I feel like it gives you a very, very strong leader on the defensive side of the ball. And then on the offensive side, you can focus Trevor getting more comfortable into that spot and being an NFL leader. So that's why I like Aiden. But, man, I don't know. My gut feeling is telling me that it's the fucking Jacksonville Jaguars. They're going to draft Travon Walker. That's what I have for my 3.0. Is number 1 overall pick, Travon Walker, edge rusher from Georgia.
Yeah, and I think we all saw it earlier. We all three do. So.
Yeah.
See, if it wasn't Jacksonville and say like it was the Giants or the Jets at one, it would be Aiden. But,
right,
your owner's fucking dumb. So,
don't worry
about
it.
Honestly,
he's not going to take the surefire pick. He's going to take the maybe he might be good. Okay.
Yeah.
So he's going to take a chance.
I know. That's how it's going to go.
He's either going to look smart or he's going to be like, that's that motherfucker again.
Yep.
Which I think all of our first 3 picks are the exact same.
Yeah. I thought I changed my third pick, but obviously
I was really back and forth in that third one. Actually, no. Tyler, you do have a different one than us.
I got Caven.
Oh, yeah, you do. Yeah, so, yeah, you got Caven. I've got Evan. But anyway, second pick of the Lions. Okay, so This is an interesting one because let me go ahead and stress this: if Trevon goes number 1, Aiden's going 2. No conversation. But if Jags do the smart thing and draft Aiden number 1, that's when we get really interesting at that second pick. That's where it gets very, very interesting because it's like, do you just automatically go Trevon? One little rumor that I did come across, boys, is that because I had this guy going 2. Because of another guy they drafted just last year who's a stud. I had Kevon going number 2 if Aiden would have went 1 because I feel like Sewell would have been like, yo, Dan, get my boy up in here. Like we're like he'll rock the defense, I'll rock the offensive line. You know what I mean? Like that was how I envisioned it in my head. But I've seen a lot of rumors that Dan Campbell is not a fan of Kevon at all, personality wise.
I can see that.
He doesn't fit the culture that Dan's trying to build. So in my opinion, Kevon's out. So it's just like who's that pick? Is it going to be Trevon Walker? Is it going to be Malik Willis? Are they going to make a reach? Because Malik Willis is still getting a lot of looks number 2. Or are they going to make another reach? Which, okay, I say it's a reach because of the position. I feel like in this day and age, this position going number 2, or as we saw, the line number 3 is a little high. But we can all agree this guy's a fucking stud. Sauce Gardner can go number 2 because they need helps in the secondary desperately. Desperately. They need help in the secondary. How are you guys feeling towards the second pick? I mean, like I said, if Trevon goes 1, Aiden's going 2. In fact, since we've already, for our 3.0, we've all got Aiden go number 2 since we have Trevon 1. Let me go ahead and spoil that. Oh man, spoiler. But if Aiden goes 1, what do the lines do it to?
The smart thing would be to take Sauce.
Help that secondary.
He's going to be for sure at least a shutdown corner.
Yep. They need it.
But honestly, I could really see them just saying fuck it and taking Walker.
That's what I think is going to happen. Like if Aiden goes 1, I think Walker will go 2. But I think it's going to the big shock factor is if they're going to reach and take Malik Willis. That's going to be the big shock factor. But I think it's going to be Trevon. I think Sauce would be the next best pick personally.
I mean, and we talked about this months ago. Regardless if it's in the SEC or in the NFL, when it comes to winning games and winning playoff games in particular, it's defensive line, offensive line.
Right.
And I think that's where everybody's trying to go to because they're finally, I guess, realizing it. And so I think they're kind of willing to sacrifice that corner because they know if they get somebody in there like Walker, Aiden, then you can get pressure with 3 to 4, right?
Right.
So therefore you're allowed to open up another man for coverage to help that secondary. So it really just comes down to that.
I can agree with that.
And what they prioritize.
Plus, they're probably also thinking something like that because they do have the 32nd pick from the Rams, which by that point, there should still be a couple of corners that are pretty solid, still potentially there, like Andrew Booth Jr. could potentially be there, or Elam from Florida. He would probably still be there as well, potentially. So those are a couple possibilities they could go at 32. So, right. I mean, Javon Walker at 2 makes a lot of sense. Or let's just say edge at number 2.
Or they could pull a Baltimore and get that 5th-year rookie quarterback. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. You get that 5th year if you draft a quarterback in the first round. So that's why I think they're going to take a quarterback at 32.
I mean, I have them taking a quarterback at 32 as well. Spoiler, but
don't they have like the 34th pick?
Yeah.
So why would they reach on a corner when they could just
snag a QB,
snag a quarterback for that 5th year and then take a corner 2 picks later?
Yeah.
That's just my thinking. How would you feel if Detroit said fuck it and went with offensive lineman?
I mean, I think it'd be good for them. I mean, they only have 2 solid pieces on that O-line with Panay and Ragno.
Yep.
I mean, they need the help, but, their defense is fucking atrocious. Like, their defense is so bad. So that's why I really think they're just going to go, probably. Now, I would say the real fuck it is if Detroit trades out. I don't think they will. Like, if maybe they if they're going to trade down, it would be somewhere. It'd be with a team that is in that top 10. I don't think
it would have to be. Because if not, then
they wouldn't trade down far.
I feel sorry for any Detroit fans.
I'm gonna be honest with you. I'm looking at their depth chart for 2022, and I only know one motherfucker on that defense, and that's the cat that they drafted in the first round 2 years ago,
Jeff Okuda.
That's literally it. That's all.
Trey Flowers isn't there anymore?
No, they let him go. They let him walk.
Literally, they don't. I mean, Michael Brockers, I guess I do know.
Yeah, play for the Rams and shit. So,
Other than that, no.
Oh, yeah, Michael Brockers. He was on the Rams and he trashed Jared Goff, and then the trade happened. That's right. That's right. I forgot about that. That's cold, bro. All right, let's hit the third pick. Houston Texans. They stink. They need everything. Like, this is going to be such a wild card pick, in my opinion. Like, there's no way to truly decide what they need.
You know what they don't need?
Shut the fuck up.
I gotta say it.
I hate you.
They do not need a quarterback because they got long neck.
I hate you. Davis Mills stinks.
Dougie Davis Mills.
He stinks.
Superstar.
The way the Texans should go either offense or defensive line.
Offensive line. You gotta help them boot.
Yeah, no. I mean, the only solid offensive lineman they still have, and like I say solid, he's a quality starter, but he's not what he was in Miami, is Lamry Tunsil. Keep in mind they do have him from the trade a couple of years ago, but even still, you need some more help. I've seen so many possibilities for this pick. Like, they could go like Evan Neal or Icky. They could go, Kavon, who's sitting there now, right? Based on how we're personally drafting and how we think it's going to go. Or they could go, Sauce Gardner. Boost up that secondary. I mean, dude, they could go so many.
Or
ways.
they could just fuck it all up and try to find a new D-Hop and draft Rick London. Who knows?
That's true. That's true. They could. Or the next D-Hop and the next Andre Johnson. So they did draft Andre Johnson like number 2, I think. For my 3.0, I got him going Evan Neal. But I think for this pick, it literally could go Evan Neal, or my gut keeps telling me that Lovie Smith, I feel like he's going to like a guy like Icky. I feel like Icky is the kind of guy that Lovie would enjoy, personally. So in hindsight, I probably should have made that my pick, but I made Evan Neal my 3.0.
It happens. We got the same pick, don't we?
Yeah, we both got Kayvon.
Yeah, I mean,
it's a solid possibility.
I still think when you're sitting here talking about possibilities and how great a person can be, I think Kayvon Thibodeau has the highest ceiling of anybody on there. Mm-hmm. Especially in the early first round. I'm a big fan of Kayvon Thibodeau.
Right.
Big fan.
All right. Number 4th pick. All right. So this is where shit's going to get potentially very interesting in this draft, is these 2 New York teams, because they both have picks, two picks, both of them in the top 10. And some rumors that we're kind of seeing is that they both might want to trade out one of the picks. The matter is which one, and try to get some capital for next year, which next year is supposed to be like a pretty solid ass draft. The question is, will they do that here? I don't think so, because the Jets is like it's kind of a tough one. It's like, what do you go here? I've seen some rumors that they're a huge fan of Icky. They kind of want to draft him because while Mekhi Becton had a solid ass rookie year, his work ethic's kind of declined since, right? Last year. So they got a little concerned with Mekhi Becton. So they're talking about potentially drafting Icky, who in the NFL could potentially be a guard more so than a tackle, right? Or if anything, he gets slapped out to the right side. Icky can do both. So I've seen a lot of Icky talk for that 4th pick. I've also seen a lot of Sauce Gardner. That's who I have going at number 4 is Sauce. I feel like I feel like he'd be a good fit in Bob Saleh's defense. I feel like he would fit the role that Richard Sherman fit in San Fran. I think that's probably the best pick for the Jets. You get the best cornerback in the draft.
Yeah, I have the same thing. I mean, I could see them taking a receiver here because they might need one, but
I feel like that'd be a reach.
But yeah, I mean, here's how I look at it. If you don't take Sauce at 4, when it's coming back to 10, he's not going to be there.
Chances are very, very low, because Sauce will not slip past Seattle. I'll say that he's not getting further than that.
And how I look at it is, if you take Sauce here, you can still get your receiver because there's fucking 5 of them that can go top 10 if you really wanted to.
Right.
So I mean. Yeah, I would take the for sure Sauce right here.
I don't have, for some reason, my internet out here is being trashy, so you may have to pull it up and remind me what my pick is.
You have actually picking Icky. Yeah, the service out here is terrible. You have AT&T, right?
Yep.
Yeah, it is.
Naturally.
It is terrible out here. I will not lie. You need to be on the Wi-Fi. I'm just going to go ahead and tell you up front. It is bad.
It's spotty at best.
Yeah, that's being generous. That's being generous. But yeah, you have him picking Icky, which that's a good.
Which honestly, I like the Icky pick. I think they will go Icky. I think in order to try to sit there and save Zach Wilson, you've got to, especially because I believe in Zach Wilson. I think he can actually be that guy. And I think what both New York teams should consider is taking their first picks and then on their second picks, trade it out. Because I think you'll be able to get more capital for those back-end, top-end picks because people are going to be rushing to get players that are already being taken or they think that are going to be taken.
Right.
So, therefore, you can probably get more for those back-end picks than you can in the top 5.
Right. No, I could agree to that. Also, I did send you the password if you want to get signed in while I'm going to the next one here.
Yeah.
All right. Obviously, the next one being the Giants. Again, they could potentially trade out, but I've seen them. They're also looking at O-line. Obviously, they need the help. And I know the number one name that I keep seeing come out of the Giants right now is, again, Icky. You know, Icky is getting a lot of chatter right now coming out of New York. So for my personal 3.0, I've got Icky going number 5 since I had Ahmad going number 4. You know, that O-line is terrible. All right. If you want to give Daniel Jones literally any possible chance at succeeding, which I just don't think is going to happen personally. I'm anti-Daniel Jones. I'm sorry. You got to beef up that O-line, especially with a guy like Barkley in the backfield. You got to help those guys. Yep. Those guys are, in theory, your 2 like cornerstone pieces for that offense. So I have them going O-line at Icky. I think that's really what they need to do. I don't think trading out here would be good. I feel like if they want to trade out, that 7th pick would be the place to trade out. Right here, you need to go ahead and snag your O-lineman. Hey, I'll also say this. I've seen some other rumors that the Giants are also a big fan of Charles Cross. So don't be surprised if Charles Cross goes here instead of Icky. Apparently there are some people in the, like very few, mind you, in the Giants building that believe Charles Cross is the literal best player in this draft. So something to keep in mind. But I think Icky is still a good play here.
Yeah, I got them taking Icky. I mean, they need somebody to help Danny Dimes and Barkley, and you got to take O-line right here.
Yeah. Shane, in your case, you got him taking Evan Neal still on the board at that point. So, I mean, that's a good pickup too, you know. But, you know, if Icky's already gone to the Jets, you know, like I said, Evan Neal could slip here. You know, you could see Charles Cross get taken, at least from the rumors that I'm seeing. If that's true, I don't know. You know, we don't know anything really. All right, so next up, Carolina. This is where you might start seeing some reaching happen. This is the moment, boys. Will they go quarterback?
I've got them going quarterback. I've heard how much their GM and Matt Rowlands particularly likes Malik. Mm-hmm. As I said, not last show before last, me personally, other than like little nuances that may be a little too hard to get him out of, I've seen a lot of good things from Malik. I think him and Kenny Pickett are right there with being the most NFL ready. And with them not really wanting Baker, even though there's rumors still saying that Baker can get traded there, even though players have come out and said that they don't want him.
Robbie Anderson.
Yeah. So, and then there's been rumors saying, you know, their management team, their scouts don't really want Baker because how high they have Malik. Mm-hmm. So I have them reaching. Me personally, I still don't like it. Quarterback in the top 10 from this class, but I do have Carolina taking Malik at 6.
Well, I believe in Bob when he said Sam is our guy.
Interview.
Yeah. So for that reason, we're gonna go Charles Cross, offensive tackle from Mississippi State.
See, and I'm much rather them take them.
So on my 3.0, I do have them taking Charles Cross, and the reason why is I'm kind of throwing out a prediction that they are going to end up getting Baker. Like that's kind of that's why I have them taking Charles Cross, is I think they're going to end up getting Baker. Now, I will say, in hindsight, looking at this 3.0 and thinking about the situation in Carolina, I probably would have done this differently and had them taking Malik and not, you know, because you got to look at it like this. You know, if Carolina doesn't do something this year, Matt's out. So This is the year where Matt needs to take a swing like this, so he can have an excuse to potentially save his job for the next year. You know what I mean? Like, hey, we got our quarterback in the draft, right? We just got to build around him now. You know what I mean? Like that's like an in hindsight thing. It's like, that's probably why they would reach for a quarterback here and take Malik, is because they know they need to have like a foundation for the owner to present, hey, I know we potentially still suck. Let's assume they still suck. But hey, we got our quarterback. We still have Christian McCaffrey. We just need to kind of keep building around him. You know what I mean? So I think Malik is a strong possibility here. But again, for my 3.0, I did have him taking Charles because I'm kind of predicting they're going to get Baker Mayfield. We'll see if they do though.
And I will say, do not be too surprised if on draft day or shortly after draft day, especially like the first day, that Christian McCaffrey is dealt. I am hearing some stuff.
Ooh,
I am reading some articles that there is a market for Christian McCaffrey right now.
That's there's definitely a market, but the fact that Carolina's exploring it, that's spicy. Have to keep a lookout for that. All right, 7th pick being the Giants, the pick from us, of course. This is that area where it's like, okay, will they trade out? You know what I mean? Like, will they trade out? Will they stick here? If they stick here, I feel like they may go edge rusher. You have Jermaine Johnson still here potentially. Kavon could still potentially be here. I feel like one of those two would be a really good edge rusher for the team. I've seen some chatter about Devin Lloyd getting it up into the top 10 from Utah, linebacker. So those are some possibilities. For me personally, I'm actually making my first little prediction here that we could potentially see that trade. I think Pittsburgh is going to try to make a swing. I really do. I think if Malik gets past Carolina, I think Pittsburgh's going to make a big swing and try to get up and grab Malik. So that's actually what I have going down for my 3.0. It's Pittsburgh making a trade with the Giants. Giants get some capital in 2023, plus maybe a late rounder for this year, and then Pittsburgh drafting Malik Willis with the 7th overall pick. That's what I've got going on. But how you guys feeling towards the 7th pick?
Me personally, if I was the Giants or the Jets, I said this earlier, I would trade these two back-end picks. Now, for my sanity, I did not do that through my mock draft because I'm also a person that would want to know exactly like how the cap is going to move, like what players would be moved, so on and so forth. So for my sanity, I did not do that. I just have them taking Jermaine Johnson, kind of a taller, lankier guy. The Giants had a guy kind of come like that a couple years ago.
JPP,
most likely a Hall of Famer.
Dude's a stud.
So I've seen some comparisons to him. A tall, lanky, well-built guy, can move really well off the edge. Has a couple of moves here and there in his bag to where he's allowed to get around the edge pretty quickly. And I've seen some people really high on him. So,
Tom?
Well, if my 2.0 had a trade with Buffalo.
Yeah, you did. You did.
Which, I mean, it would make sense. I mean, they're going to work together. But because the app that I did my draft with did not allow trades, and I wasn't fixing to pay for a trade, so I decided no trades on this mock. So for that reason, we're going to go to my 3rd favorite player in the first round, Kyle Hamilton, safety, Notre Dame. I know he ran a little slow. It was a little cold outside, okay? That's the only excuse.
4.7 slow for a safety, bro.
Hey. He played, 3-4 years in Notre Dame. He should be used to the cold now. Come on, bro.
Yeah, right. Well, what are we doing?
Somebody started to watch slow, okay?
Okay.
So
okay.
But I could honestly see them taking a receiver because fuck it,
The Giants?
Yeah. Or they can just reach and go ahead and get where's the kid at?
Taking a receiver at 7th overall pick would be very bold of them because they just took a receiver in the first round last year, and last year they signed Kenny Galladay. Keep that in mind.
Kenny fucking sucks.
Okay, yeah, they both had shitty years. All right, so I understand the logic in getting another receiver. I still think that'd be very bold, though.
That's when you go get the lock in Drake London. Okay,
Drake London is a fucking lock. I'm gonna go ahead and say it right now.
But if I didn't take Kyle here, this man keeps falling on drafts, and I don't know what the fuck's up. I don't feel like looking it up. But man, George Karlaftis, would be a fucking stud in New York.
He does keep slipping. Jersey. I could see him being a possibility for the Jersey Giants.
Yeah, but for this mock, he's gonna keep falling for me. So,
next pick, 8 overall, Atlanta. There's a lot of different ways they could go. I think we all kind of agree wide receiver should definitely be one way they should look at, especially with what happened with Calvin Ridley, right? And while I think that's the way they should go, I think Drake London or like a Garrett Wilson or Chris Olave would be amazing here. I think they're actually going to keep up the mentality of a brick by brick building process. And, from my personal 3.0 with how it's all laying out, getting a solid defensive player that's going to be a great foundation point. I got him taking Kavon here. If Kavon is sitting here, or even Jermaine Johnson, I wouldn't be surprised with either pick because, again, it's sticking with the mentality. Will the Falcons stick with a brick by brick, building block mentality, right, and getting these stud star players that can help build the foundation of the team, or are they going to go ahead and grab in my opinion, a superstar wide receiver? I think that's the way they should go, is grab like a Drake London. That's I think the best pick in my opinion for them. But I just wouldn't be shocked if they go edge rusher with like Kavon or Jermaine Johnson. I wouldn't be shocked at all.
See, I kind of went off of this. There's been rumors out of Arizona that they're still not happy with Kyler. Kyler's still not happy with them as far as contract negotiations. And there's big rumors saying that Atlanta's willing to make moves to get him. So therefore I have them taking Garrett Wilson at 8 overall.
I mean, that's a good pick. That's a good pick.
Yeah, I also have them taking Garrett Wilson. I'm looking at the roster now, and do not draft anybody from Atlanta in fantasy next year because
which
that shit looks bad.
Yeah.
Which, speaking of right now, since I've retired from my other 2 leagues, I'm still on for joining the SparkE3 one, right?
Yep.
We still good for that?
You don't have a choice.
Bet.
You're on the show.
Just making sure.
The terrible football fantasy league. Yeah, you don't have a choice. You're required.
You're required.
It's part of your contract.
It's mandatory.
I do have a question though. I am curious. What's you guys' thought process for Garrett over Drake London? I am just curious about that.
I think
my thought process is there's a team a little later on down that I really just want him to go there.
That's not a good thought process.
So for that reason, I do not want Drake London.
That's not how this works.
In Atlanta. Well, this is how I'm looking at it. Okay, we're draft daying this motherfucker. Okay, I'm looking 4 steps ahead. I'm picking this because I feel like this is gonna happen. Okay.
See, I did some of that, but that's towards like the back end of the draft.
That's where I fucked my whole draft up, is the back end. But I already did it like 4 times because I accidentally picked the wrong person.
But particularly like for the top 15, I was pretty thoughtful in coming in with this, and my thought was Drake London. Yes, I think he has potentially of being the best receiver in the draft. I think he is the best receiver in the draft, even with my bias of Treylon Burks, which. Being biased, I think Treylon's the best there. But I think no matter what, NFL teams are always going to look back at injuries, and especially with his holding him out for half the year or over half the year, I think they're still going to be hesitating, especially with Atlanta team that like Tyler said earlier, there's not a lot of playmakers on that roster. So
Cordell Patterson, but
Cordell and Kyle.
you really need to get a guy right here, and I think Garrett Wilson or Chris Olave is kind of right there. They're pretty much guaranteed. I think James Williams is pretty much in that same kind of circle. They're electric, deep threats that you can kind of depend on that medium range as well. So
hey, I'm gonna beat this damn drum till it fucking dies. Okay, if Atlanta takes Burks, Felipe is the quarterback.
I agree.
Oh my
I'm
God.
there with
It's
you.
not happening.
I am right there with you.
It's not happening.
Dude,
I'm right there with you.
It's not happening.
I'm right there with you.
You guys need to stop.
No, I promise you.
This is when you see the writing on the wall.
I will completely tank fantasy, and I will take them both 1 and 2 in on fantasy if that happens. I promise.
It will not happen.
He's gonna pull a damn Larry on us, man. He's gonna take Felipe Franks first overall.
Shout out to Larry. Rest in peace. Moment of silence. Moments passed. Shout out to Larry. Dude was a legend with his drafting.
Man.
Dude was a legend. Drafted like Derek Carr in the first round. Drafted Patrick Mahomes first overall twice. Man's a legend. Shout out to Larry.
Hey, speaking of him, man, I walked in a store yesterday. Reminded me of Larry.
No.
I'm talking that shelf, dude. I'm talking.
Was complete.
I'm talking. It was like this, bro. I'm sitting there. I'm like,
Larry, that's crooked. Oh, no, it's not.
and then, hey, if you're looking at the camera, this is what he'll do. Oh man, I fixed it. he's like, it looks good. I'm like, nah, Larry, it looked like this. Like that. Nah, okay.
I miss Larry. Larry was awesome. Good dude. Next up, 9th pick. This could be very interesting because it's like, will Seattle reach and take a quarterback? That's going to be the big question. Because any quarterback you take here in this top 10, we all agree is going to be a reach. And that's the big thing. Will they reach right now? Because right now, based on how our drafts are going and how probably a lot of them are, Kenny Pickett's probably going to be sitting here, but would they disregard Kenny Pickett, maybe go Matt Corral? Because Matt Corral seems to be kind of the guy that is getting linked to Seattle quite a bit.
Yeah. Follow Seattle a little closer. Pete Carroll is a real big fan of Matt Corral's. They've taken multiple dinner interviews and things like that. But the way I have my draft going right now, I have Sauce still available, and I think you cannot pass on a player like that.
Yeah, that's true.
Especially with a defense that Seattle was known for with Legion of Boom. You could kind of start trying to rebuild that with Sauce, and I think you just can't pass on him right here.
Like I said, if Sauce is there at Seattle, you are not passing on him. In my opinion, Seattle will either reach for a quarterback, they will just go with whatever of the 3 O-line is potentially left. Like maybe if Charles Cross slips here, or Evan Neal slips by some chance, they're going to take that O-lineman. Charles Cross would be probably the most likely one to slip to come down to 9. But if all 3 are gone, kind of like what we're thinking, I think DB is a possibility, whether it be Sauce or in my case, for my 3.0, Derek Stingley Jr., cornerback from LSU, and like you're saying, kind of rebuild that Legion of Boom, because they already have 2 safeties. Whether we have our opinions on Jamal or not, I think Jamal's overrated. They still have a guy that's their designated number 1, and they do have Diggs at free safety, which I do love Diggs at free safety. I'm not going to lie. But corner, they do need some help. They need some help, especially since they let go of forgot his name. The brother of the one-handed
Shaquille Griffin.
Thank you. One of the Griffin brothers. Yeah, they let go.
I'll be honest, I don't know if it's Shaquille or I can't remember the other dude's name.
The cornerback Griffin brother.
Shaquille and Shaquille.
Okay.
Well, they let him go, so they need some help there in the secondary. I feel like O-line is what they probably prefer to grab here because their O-line is literal trash. I went and looked at it the other day making this, and I was baffled at how bad it is. But again, if one of these 3 tackles are gone...
I mean, that's the reason why Russell Wilson's not there anymore.
Exactly. But, with that, don't be surprised if maybe they take a little bit of another reach here and actually go with Tyler Lindenbaum from center from Iowa. That could be a potential reach.
I have seen a lot of I've seen a lot of analysts say that they think that Linderbaum is probably the best offensive line prospect in the last 10 years that they've seen. So
so that could be a possibility. Tyler, did you say your pick?
I did not, but they are definitely going offensive lineman.
Okay.
If they're available, obviously.
Yeah.
So Evan Neal, he's the only one left on mine. So
10th pick. The Jets, again, they could potentially trade out of this. There's, again, a lot of ways they could go. If they go defense with the 4th pick, or offensive line here, they could go defense here, they could go wide receiver here. There's a lot of different ways they can go. For me personally, the number 1 receiver in this draft, in my opinion, Drake London's still on the board. I've got them taking them, giving them a very strong weapon to go pair up with Elijah Moore to give Zach Wilson a little bit of help. They already have a potential running back there with your boy from North Carolina. I can't remember his name. Michael Carter. Thank you. So, I think that's a possibility here. They could also go O-line again. Remember they went O-line last year with AVJ, pick 14, I think, Elijah Vera Tucker. The guard, they already have him. They have Becton. So they could still go O-line here, maybe with a Tyler Lindenbaum or maybe a Kenyon Green, who I've seen him getting some looks in this 10s range. Zion Johnson as well. But I like wide receiver here. Whether if it be, I will say I've seen some rumors about Jameson Williams here. I'm going to throw that out there, which I feel like that would be one of those kind of like a Henry Ruggs reach a few years ago by Vegas, where no one thought that he would have been the first receiver taken or whatever, or taken above Jerry Jeudy. No one thought that was going to happen. Yeah. I feel like it's kind of the same thing here. Jameson Williams, while I think he's a solid first round pick, right, electric player, I don't think anyone would guess him being taken above Drake, Garrett, or Chris. But that's
me personally. As soon as he announced that he was leaving, I see Jameson Williams a lot like Jamar Chase. Yes, Jameson's a lot, he weighs a lot less. He's a lanky kid, but he is a player that is so explosive. He can take a top end off of a defense so quickly, and it's much like what, I hope to God Malik is like that. But, he's a player that You say hut, give him 1 or 2 steps, and he's going to be behind you. You're going to need safety help on him. And I would love that pick. I think he's the most exciting receiver in the draft. But I have them taking Derek Stingley Jr.
Good pick.
I think they're still want to solidify that god-awful secondary.
So my pick obviously reflects the ace pick. So if Atlanta decides to take Drake, then obviously my pick will be somebody else. But for this reason, they're taking Drake London because
good pick.
They want to take Drake at 4. But Sauce ain't gonna be there at 10.
Yeah.
This is how it works out. Okay. You take Sauce and you still get your receiver at 10. Perfect scenario.
Yep. And I still think it's a possibility they just trade out too.
And somebody's gonna fuck it up.
Yep.
Somebody's gonna come in, swoop in, and get them like fucking Cleveland.
Next up, the Washington Commanders. There's also a shout out. I'm sure as you guys do, I like to look at mock drafts. Kind of get an inspiration, see what kind of people are kind of feeling. I think it was Walter Football or whatever.
Oh yeah.
Did you see that too?
I love Walter Football.
Yeah, Walter Football.
He's got some random ass shit on.
Walter Football still had the old team name for Washington. Not even the Washington Football Team, the one before that, the logo and everything. I'm like, damn, bro, you need to update your shit.
Boy, have you seen Oregon's logos? They pop off on that.
They got the old school duck. Yeah, Washington, man, they need a lot of different things. They could go linebacker here. They could go DB. Maybe I've seen a lot of Kyle Hamilton here. If Kyle Hamilton slips off course, I actually think they're going to go O-line. Losing the Sheriff is a pretty big loss. That was your stud O-lineman alongside Trent Williams that you lost years prior as well. So, I like Tyler here. From my mock draft, Tyler is still sitting here. Tyler Lindenbaum, center from Iowa. I feel like that'd be a good pickup here, kind of boost up that interior offensive line, especially since they lost the Sheriff. But, there's a lot of ways they could go with this pick.
Yeah, I've got them taking Kyle. I think, with him running at 4.7 in the 40 on the pro day, I think it kind of slipped him a little bit. But I think even just by raw talent, he can't get outside of the top 15. He won't get outside of the top 15. So I have Washington taking him at 11.
See, I have them taking Derek Stingley Jr. from LSU. But I would not be surprised if they take Devin Lloyd here.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised with Devin either.
Devin has always been my 11th pick, I believe. I might be wrong on that, but I'm pretty positive I've always had Devin Lloyd at 11.
Yeah.
But for some reason, I switched it up, and Stingley would be pretty solid. Hopefully, he lasts a little bit longer than another LSU guy that went there.
Darius Guys.
Rip.
Not rip as he's dead, just rip as in his career's dead.
Damn, you're going to start talking about rip? Start talking about rip about Washington player?
Oh, come on! I saw you bringing it up again today, but in another way. No, Washington could go a lot of different ways. Kyle Hamilton could be the pick there. Devin Lloyd could go a lot of different ways to go. Number 12 in Minnesota. I feel like DB is going to be a primary focus. Cornerback specifically, they already have at least one safety spot locked down with Harrison Smith. But if Kyle slips here, could get Kyle. But I feel like either cornerback, linebacker, edge. I feel like that's all kind of the priority for me. I got him taking Jermaine Johnson from Florida State. I do actually have that on my mock draft. I don't know if you guys actually saw that or not, but I did actually type it as fuck Florida State for his school.
Yeah.
But I think edge rusher, whoever's going to be the best edge rusher available, whether it be like Jermaine or George, that's still left here. I think that's who they're going to go with.
I agree. That's how I got them taking Jermaine.
I've got them going secondary.
That's
I think they really like Kyle Hamilton, but unfortunately, I think they're going to get them. Washington's going to get them at 11, so I think they're just going to go next in line. And I've got them getting Trent McDuffie from Washington.
Good pick.
Solid.
13th pick is Cleveland. Not Cleveland. It's Houston. Yeah, Houston, the pick they got from Cleveland. Apparently I didn't upgrade it on my own personal mock. At this point, Houston still needs everything. For my personal mock, I have them taking Kyle because, he slipped this far. And I feel like Kyle is going to give Lovey that defensive stud. And I feel like Kyle is going to kind of play the role that Mike Brown played for Chicago on that Bears defense, and that's kind of what I see a lot of that. I get those vibes out of Kyle. It's like a Mike Brown, right? So I feel like Kyle Hamilton would be a good pick here for Houston, but they need everything. I mean, it wouldn't surprise me with anything they picked here.
Yeah, this is kind of tough because, depending on what Houston goes at 3 really affects what they go, here at, 13?
Yep.
And even then, like, I don't know. Like, I have them getting Charlie Cross. I have them falling. I don't think necessarily he will be there. But if this does happen, it's extremely good for Houston. It extremely helps them out on the offensive line. They get their player that they want from defense. And very well, I could see them, if they get an offensive lineman at 3, whether it's Icky or Neal or something like that, and then all their other defensive players are gone, they could very well pick up a Jordan Davis here as well.
True.
See, I have them taking where we at? Okay, I have them staying in the Pac-12, and I have them taking Devin Lloyd, linebacker, Utah.
Good pick.
Why not attack that defense? Because you got Long Neck, Dougie Mills on offense, and with Brandon Cooks, and they're gonna be cooking.
Having these sunglasses on for so long and taking them off, it is bright as shit.
Hey, why you think I brought glasses this time?
I was curious if we were actually making it through the whole show without addressing the sunglasses one time.
I'm sorry, I couldn't. They were hurting my ears, and I took it off. And
I will not lie. My ears are in immense pain right now.
Mine
but
are too.
I was just going to roll with it.
I'm sorry, I couldn't.
Hey, at least you can see.
I mean, I could see before.
But you can see better now.
All right, let's see. Are you giving up? No. Okay. All right.
He's got to scratch his ears.
All right.
I got to readjust here.
14th pick is Baltimore, and I feel like this is one of the easiest ones in the draft. If Jordan Davis here, they're taking Jordan Davis. It's no questions asked, in my opinion.
Yeah, I agree. I think if Houston doesn't take him at 13, then he's definitely going to Baltimore.
I'm gonna be honest with you. For some reason, and I do not know why.
Please say you forgot him.
No, I didn't forget him. No, he's there. Okay, he's there.
Shout out to Shane's first mock.
Hey, don't worry. I'm staying in Georgia, okay? For some reason, I got Nakobe Dean in Baltimore.
I mean, that's a good pick.
I'm going to be honest. That's like the only lock I can think of. And I do not know why. When I think of Nakobe Dean, I think Baltimore for some reason.
I mean, that's a fair
I literally do not know why. Like, I don't know. But, hey, it'd be solid. I would like that.
Next up, 15 pick with Philly. It's Philly and New Orleans. They did the whole kind of swap-a-roo shit that they were doing, right?
They're trying to finesse the system so they can both get 2 picks.
Yeah, exactly. So Philly is sitting here, and they could go a few different ways. They could potentially go wide receiver, which would be, the 3rd year in a row. But Jalen Reagor kind of stinks. Devontae shows promise, but you're going to need some help along Devontae. Really, defense is what they need to go, though. DB and linebackers are the primary things. For me, I've got them taking Trent McDuffie, which is going to be the best corner left on the board at the moment.
I have them sticking with Georgia and taking Devontae Wyatt.
Ooh, good D lineman pick. I like that.
The D tackle.
Yeah, I like that.
See, I have Mr. Karlaftis coming off the board finally.
Okay.
And headed to Philly.
Man, he falls for me. I ain't gonna lie.
That fucking defense line will be solid with him, though.
True. Next up at 16, New Orleans.
They traded up for this guy.
They did. They traded up, which kind of puts some people like, oh, they're going to get a quarterback? I mean, why else would you want to trade up? Are you going to try to snag a quarterback mid-round, like a Kenny Pickett maybe? In this case, I actually have him going wide receiver, Chris Olave from Ohio State.
We all do.
Do we all have Chris going here?
Yep.
Yeah, we don't have Chris Olave.
Hey, they're trying to trick people. That's what they did. They traded because they're trying to get. They want a quarterback. They're not gonna let people know they're taking a quarterback right there, because they're trying to fuck number 20.
That's true. They're trying to fuck. They're trying to fuck Pittsburgh.
That's why they did it.
Yeah. Next up is 17th pick, the Chargers. There's a couple ways they could go. I mean, they're good on edge rushers, that's for sure, with Mack and Boza. But they could still go maybe secondary, even though they've got Derwin James and they just signed J.C. Jackson. They could get another corner alongside J.C. I think O-lineman's the best play here, or wide receiver. I mean, with my current mock, and I think all of ours, you're still going to have some solid receivers left here. In my case, I still got Garrett Wilson here. So, in reality, if Chris or Garrett's still here, don't be surprised if they go. For me, I'm going to have them going O-lineman and getting Trevor Penning, O-tackle from Northern Iowa, and pair him on the opposite side of the beast that they got last year, Rashawn Slater. That you got to look at the division you're in. That is the toughest division in football I think we've ever seen in history, legit history of the NFL. That's probably now the toughest division ever. I mean, you got to keep your quarterback up front. So I think Trevor Penning could be a really good pick here.
Yeah, I actually have the same exact pick, Trevor Penning from Northern Iowa. But yeah, I mean, like you said, I could really see them going receiver because at this point I have Burke still on the board, London still on the board, Jahan Dotson on the board, and the guy from North Dakota State, which a lot of people seem to be really high on right now.
Yeah, where he's slipping into late first quite a bit. I've even seen him slip into the late teens a couple times, which is shocking. Is that he's coming out of nowhere. Sky Moore, the guy from Western Michigan, he's one that's also kind of slipping up there quite a bit as well.
See, I have the Chargers taking Jordan Davis because I want to be different from y'all, I guess.
I did love that pick.
I love that.
I loved that pick. That was on my first one, I think.
That wasn't my last. That was my 2.0. And I will say, if they take Jordan Davis or even another corner to go along with the other two that they have, it could very well be one of the top defenses in the league next year.
Hands down, dude. All right, 18th pick, which again is Philly. Again, could go a lot of different ways here. Wide receiver, DB, linebacker. I actually have a trade projected here. Because with how my mock is going, you have one of the bigger receivers slipping, which is Garrett Wilson. I actually think Green Bay will make some moves and trade up from that 22nd pick they got from Vegas and move up to the 18th pick and grab Garrett Wilson, give Aaron Rodgers another weapon that we obviously know they need. But if we're just talking strictly Philly, I mean, they could go, again, defense, they could go wide receiver. I mean, defense is probably what they need to go for both picks, in my opinion, but we'll see.
Yeah, I try to avoid trades just to keep my sanity.
That's fair. That's tough.
So I do have them going defense. I have them taking Andrew Booth.
Good pick.
I also have them taking a cornerback, but Trent McDuffie from Washington.
I've seen him linked to Philly a lot, like a stupid amount. 19th pick, we got New Orleans. For me, because he slipped, you're here, take him. I got him taking Kenny Pickett. I mean, you got to think with them wanting to move up like that one pick, they're going to try to either get like a receiver or maybe draft like one of these mid-round QBs like a Kenny or something. So in my case, since he slipped, I got him taking Kenny Pickett here. I mean, I would not be surprised if New Orleans tries to grab a quarterback in the first round, but I will also say this. I feel like the three positions you will see New Orleans draft is quarterback, wide receiver, or offensive tackle because they did just lose Terron Armstead. It's going to be one of the three. It's just a matter of which two.
So in my mock draft, this is the first quarterback off the board.
Oh, shit, it is, isn't it?
It is indeed. And his name is Kenny Pickett.
Damn, look at you. Okay.
Small hands.
Small hands.
I have them taking George Kalafdis here.
I like how you actually said it right this time.
But yeah, I have them taking Kalafdis here, trying to rebuild that defense.
Also, my Kenny Pickett trade. I mean, my Kenny Pickett pick.
Say that 5 times fast.
Does not influence my hatred for Ian Book. Because he is still going to be a superstar.
No, he's not. Stop. Moving on. 20th pick, Pittsburgh. Of course, I already had the trade happen, so this would be the Giants pick for me. For me with the Giants, I have him taking Devin Lloyd, who has slipped down, linebacker from Utah. I feel like that'd be a good defensive piece for the Giants. And hell, don't be surprised if the Giants take him at number 7. But at the 20th pick with Pittsburgh, how you guys feeling about it? Pittsburgh, could, if a quarterback's here, they're probably taking Kenny Pickett or Malik Willis, like up front.
Yeah, I have them taking Pickett here.
I have them taking Malik Willis because Kenny Pickett is off the board.
Yeah, neither one of those surprised me. 21st could be an interesting pick here with New England. Are they just going to do their normal and trade back as they usually do? Or are they just going to just take the best player on the board? You know, they could use a couple different things. Wide receiver is probably the number one thing they fucking desperately need. They could use some defensive pieces as well, especially corner since they let JC walk. Some linebacker help since they let Kyle Van Noy walk. Like, they kind of need a lot of things here. For me, I did toy with a trade here because that is true to New England ways. I actually have him taking Jameson Williams here, wide receiver from Alabama, pair him up with Mac Jones, give Mac Jones a solid weapon. But wouldn't be surprised if they go like Nakobe Dean or something,
I really thought about Jameson here. Like I said, I like the kid, but I kind of pulled a Tyler, I kind of want to see him somewhere else.
Oh my God.
So I kind of have him sinking a little bit.
Oh my God.
And I have New England taking Devin Lloyd, who at this point at 21 would be a steal.
Yep.
He's projected at some top 10s right now. So I've been taking Devin Lloyd to rebuild that linebacking core.
See, I have New England being the third team that pairs a quarterback with his, I guess it'd be the third Alabama team that pairs a quarterback with a receiver. I'm going Jameson Williams.
That's fair. Jameson Williams is a good pick. I feel like wide receiver is a good pick. I feel like defense, like linebacker is a good pick, cornerback, or they're going to trade back. Like I said, we'll see. 22nd pick. Again, this was my trade here that I projected with Green Bay. So Philly would be my pick here, and I have them going Nakobe Dean, which they could just very well go at their 18th pick anyway. Nakobe Dean, linebacker from Georgia, absolute stud, second best linebacker in this draft behind Devin, in my opinion. But what about you boys? How you feeling towards Green Bay's pick here? They need a receiver.
I think they probably be up for a possible trade, but I think they are dead set on a receiver, and I think they know they are comfortable with the 5 receivers that can very well go in this draft, and I have them taking Treylon Burks from Arkansas.
Good pick. That was on my mock a couple times, I think.
I agree. I mean, this is one of the few locks that I have on here. Every time I think of Green Bay's pick, I think of Treylon Burks.
Yep, Treylon Burks.
And plus, once you think of Arkansas players, and at least in my opinion, there's a couple teams that are always right there drafting Arkansas players. Denver, New England, Green Bay. There always seem to be Razorback players there.
I will also say for this pick, it wouldn't surprise me to see Christian from North Dakota State or Sky Moore go here as well. But if Treylon's there, it's going to be Treylon. Let me stress that. I would be shocked if it wasn't. Yeah. But those would be the other 2 names that I would watch for. Next up would be Arizona with 23rd overall pick. They need O-line help is one big thing that they definitely need. So for me, I have them going Zion Johnson, who has slipped down this far, guard from Boston College. I feel like that'd be a good pick to help boost that O-line up a little bit because it's kind of dog shit, if I say so myself.
I've got due to injuries from last year, holding him out, but he's still on the board at this point for me. I have them taking Drake London.
Quite the slip.
See, I have them taking Bernard Ryman. Nah, the first name fucked me up.
Bernhard. Yeah, it's like Bernhard Ryman.
Yeah, Ryman. But the Bernhard.
That's Bernhard. There you go.
What? He's an offense tackle from Central Michigan. Okay, he's a Chippewa.
Shout out to the Chippewas.
Shout out Mac Attack.
Mac Nation. 24th pick.
It's the Maction. Okay.
Shut the fuck up. No one cares.
Hash brown Maction.
All right, 24th pick, Dallas. They need a lot of O-line help. They let Collins walk. Tyron's near the end of his career. You still got Zach Martin, who's an absolute freak of nature, but the rest of your O-line is dog shit. You need D-line help. You need a lot of help in a few places. For me, I got him going with Bernhard Ryman. Offensive tackle, Central Michigan. I feel like that'd be a good pick for him here.
I'm taking Zion Johnson.
Good pick there.
So
I also think Kenyon Green would be a good pick here as well.
So because they did hit on a lineman for so many years in a row and didn't win shit, I could see them taking a lineman just because that's the Dallas way. But
we them boys.
But there's also a Dallas way. It's called just randomly picking motherfuckers.
That's fucking true.
So for that reason, they're going to call up Dabo Sweeney and be like, hey, man, what's up with this Booth kid? We're in Dallas, right? Andrew Booth Jr. Let's go.
So fucked. All right. Going back to that real quick, I think also part of it will go into what their future is for Zeke. Right, if they plan on keeping him, fair. I think it's almost a guaranteed they go offensive line, no matter who's there. Especially if like somebody like Zion's there. But if they plan on moving on from him, they may want to try and do like what Cincinnati has done. said, fuck the offensive line. We're going to go get a skill player, somebody that can help us on the outside, or maybe somebody can stop the outside. So it's really just depends on what they want to do with Zeke.
True. 25th pick, Buffalo.
Yeah,
Tyler, I'll let you talk about it. How you feeling?
Well, there's a lot of things that Buffalo will do here. Possibly trading out. I mean, we're picking late. Like, it's really, I'm not used to this. I'm really not.
That's fair.
Like, I'm gonna have to stay up extra fucking late.
Are you guys gonna reach and get Breece Hall?
We're gonna reach for something because last year we reached on a kid that didn't even play. You know who?
Yeah, Gregory Roofstyle.
They said this man he's a 3rd round talent.
I love Greg,
but his high ceiling is first round.
Love
Guess
Greg.
what? They said this man cannot sack anybody.
Greg.
He just gets there at the right time. Okay. I love Greg. Greg's awesome.
Unlike Ed. Ed Oliver is such a bust for you guys.
He's not a bust. He's busy riding that horse, man. Okay, dude. We could go defensive end. We could go defensive line. We could go offensive line. We're gonna go Breece Hall. You know what? Fuck it. We need a running back.
Did you actually have Breece Hall in yours?
Indeed, I did.
No shit, you did.
Hey,
first running back off the board. Okay, which he probably will be anyway.
I'm gonna be honest with you. I was having like I had it to where Booth was in Buffalo, but I also had it to where like fucking Jahan Dotson was in Buffalo, and I did not want to see another Penn State player in Buffalo.
Not after Aaron Maven.
But I also didn't want to see.
Just dodging that one.
I also didn't want to see none of these other cats below us. So I was like, you know what, fuck it, dude. Beanie knows what he's doing. Breece Hall, let's go get us a superstar.
Okay. I actually am going wide receiver here. I feel like you guys get another guy to pair up with Stefan Diggs. Man, I got him actually going Treylon Burks. Treylon Burks would still be on the board for my mock.
To me, Burks and Gabe are damn near the same person. They can pop off at any point.
Yeah.
That's why I have somebody that could run 40 yards in 13 seconds, Jameson Williams.
Ooh.
Dude, I would like that. But we also have Isaiah McKenzie, okay?
Yeah.
See, whatever receiver you point out, I can be like, hey, man, we have this cat. We have this cat. We have this cat. It's basically, we need another receiver, but we don't need the same receiver twice. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So let's just go running back. Let's find us a receiver late like we did Gabe.
But why not go younger for cheaper and get rid of the old guy?
Because we're picking up Jarvis Landry, okay?
He wants Jarvis.
I don't like Jarvis.
I think Jarvis.
I don't like Odell either.
Okay, well, that's fair, but how dare you? Jarvis is great.
I think personally Jarvis is going to be in Green Bay or New Orleans next year. So
let's move on.
We're pretty solid.
We will not have Jarvis Landry slander on this show. Do you understand me?
Look, we allow your long neck shit, all right?
But we will not allow this. You know his story. That man has quite the emotional story. You do know what I'm talking about, right?
I'm trying to think.
With his longtime girlfriend,
maybe
that died.
Oh yeah.
He has a charity for it. Come on now. Jarvis is a great guy. We will have no slander on this show about Jarvis Landry. I would love for Jarvis to come to Chicago. I don't think that's going to happen. Anyway, next pick would be Tennessee, 26th overall pick. Could go O-line. Could definitely use some help there. Give Taylor Lewan a little breathing room. But I actually have him going defense here. Edge rusher is another area that they could go. They could potentially go wide receiver as well to pair up with AJ, especially since AJ's won that fat contract. And it's the question, will they be willing to pay him or not? That's the big thing. So I got him going with the guy who has slipped down here, George Karlaftis. Yes? Karlaftis. Whatever. Fuck off. I have him taking him, edge rusher from Purdue. Good pickup here for Tennessee.
I have them taking Tyler Smith, offensive tackle from Tulsa.
Now, I've seen him slip into a lot of firsts, like legit. I have.
Yeah, he's a random kid that I just realized somebody has not been drafted yet that would probably go right here. But I've also always had Zion Johnson to Tennessee, so why not just keep it the way?
Okay. Tampa Bay, 27th pick. I feel like O-line is probably going to be the biggest thing for them, especially because they lost their starting guard, Matt Bart, right? Was that his name?
Ollie Marpet.
Yeah, because he just retired.
Yeah. Wasn't he from
some random like D3 school?
From
I don't remember, some fucking random ass school, but he's gone.
I guess I'm gonna look it up.
I mean, you still got Tristan, who's an absolute freak of nature at left tackle, but you still need to beef up that interior. So I think like a Kenyon Green here, O lineman from Texas A&M would be a pretty good pick in my opinion. But
oh man, that's what I have. I have him taking Kenyon Green right here.
It's good.
Hobart,
that's what it was. Some random ass school.
Dude, that echo is loud as shit.
Yeah, we'll get phone panels up eventually. But
I was just sitting here in front of me, man.
Yeah,
I almost knocked him over a couple
I know.
times.
I know. It's just a big box though.
Did I say my pick?
Not yet.
Have you said your pick?
Yeah, we both said ours.
Oh, no, fuck it. We're gonna go Kenyon Green because they need offense.
They do, yeah. Green Bay, 22nd pick. How you guys feel on this one? They've, for all of us, they've already kind of like gone receiver, right? Is that where we all went?
Yep.
So it's the matter of what are they going to do here? I feel like defense is a way. Edge rusher for sure. I mean, they let Zadarius Smith walk, obviously. So I got him going Boya Mafia. Is that how you pronounce his name? Edge rusher. This kid doesn't deserve this.
I think I could be wrong, but I think it could be Boye.
Boye
Mafe.
Boye Mafe. This young man did not deserve the butchering of the name, but it is
I can't
what
believe
it is.
you actually thought it was that. Okay, hold on.
Edge rusher from Minnesota is who I've got him taking. I feel like this could be this is a guy I see sneaking into the first round quite a bit right now.
Yeah, I have him. I have the same player going.
It is pronounced. Oh man, there's so many damn things. Hang on, timeout.
Just go to.
Dude, I clock. Man, I don't know what the fuck it is. You know how they always say how to say their name?
Mm-hmm.
They ain't telling them how to say their name. Speaking of that, where'd I go? I went with one of the best offensive tackle here that nobody's really talking about. Just kidding, y'all have talked about him. We're gonna go another Northern Iowa cat, Trevor Penning.
Yeah, they do need some O-line help, so that's a possibility.
I could honestly see Buffalo taking this dude because we took the other cat last year from Northern Iowa. I could see him taking his friend. I do not know how to say his name though.
Next up, 29th and 30th pick, both KC after the Tyreek Hill trade. Few different ways they go here. Wide receiver is one common one people are talking about since they lost Tyreek Hill, obviously. They did sign MVS, and did they sign someone else in free agency? I don't remember.
Juju?
Yeah, Juju, that's right. Wide receiver is still one that's still being talked about. D linemen's being talked about. Cornerbacks being talked about. Lots of different ways to go here. For me, for 29, I got him going Christian Watson, wide receiver from North Dakota State. I feel like give him a good track star kind of players they got. And 30, I have them going Devontae Wyatt, D lineman from Georgia, slipping down to here.
I have them taking the receiver. Shit.
This man
This
over
is
there.
echoed so hard.
You do not. You do not. You got him flipped, Doc.
What do you mean?
You got him flipped unless I'm tripping.
We're on 30, right?
29 and 30.
See,
Then what?
you had him
but we
flipped.
already talked about 28. 28 was Green Bay.
No,
both had-
29.
You said the receiver.
Yeah, I know, but
You
we
got
already
him
talked
flipped.
about 28. 28 was Green Bay, right? We both had them taking
Yeah.
Kenyon Green.
Yeah.
And then we just talked about them, Kansas City taking Boye at 29.
No.
I was talking about Boye at
Green Bay.
Yeah, Green Bay slot.
Then who do you have Kenyon Green going to?
I have them going to Tampa. I'm looking at your mock and I see where it got messed up. You have,
I didn't see David Ojabo.
yeah, you
I had
have
him taking David Ojabo.
yeah, at Tampa.
I thought, because when you said, did you say TB for Tampa or did you just say Tampa?
I just say Tampa.
Okay, then I might have fucked up and heard TB and thought you said GB.
Okay.
My bad. So yeah, so Tampa at 27 I have to take them David Ojabo, and then at 28 I have Green Bay taking Kenyon Green. 29 I have Kansas City taking Boye, and then 30 I have KC taking Jahan Dotson.
I like it.
See, I have the same exact guys he has, but flipped. I say they're gonna take Jahan first and then Boye.
Okay.
Because Penn State's always above Minnesota.
Shut up. 31st, we got Cincinnati, who obviously needs O-line help. Now, for mine, I actually don't have them taking O-line, and it's literally because if you're sitting here at this pick and you look at the O-linemen who are like surefire first-round draft picks, right? They're already taken. So why reach on someone else when you could just get one of the better players available. It was a good first-round draft pick that could help another area of need. Because you take an O-lineman here that you do need. You need interior offensive lineman because you got your tackles down pat from the vibe of it with Jonah Williams from Alabama. And then who they just signed, was it Lau Collins, right?
Yep.
Okay. Yeah, they need that interior O-line, but like literally after Kenyon Green and Zion and Tyler, whatever, after that, it's a fucking drop. Like you're looking maybe third round for the next guy. So I have them going Andrew Booth Jr., cornerback from Clemson, give them some good help in the secondary because Eli Apple is garbage and he did resign and he is garbage. So I feel like they're like if all these good O linemen are gone, they're just going to take one of the better players available, at least in my opinion.
I agree. But somehow, for some reason, I have Tyler Linderbaum falling, and I'm taking him, he's a center and probably I think one of the best prospects in the draft right now. For him to be at 30 or 31, I think that we'll happily take him.
And Tyler actually agrees. You got Tyler at 31.
Indeed, I do. That's the only position on the line that they need. Might as well go get them.
I respect that. And lastly, finishing up the first round, Detroit. This would be the time to probably draft a quarterback for him. Instead of reaching at 2 for Malik, this is the time when you would probably get a quarterback, whether it be Desmond, Matt, even Sam. It'd be one of those 3.
Zappy.
I don't think Zappy's going to go first, bud. Even though he should go number 1 overall personally and replace Trevor Lawrence. But that's not the point. I actually have him going Matt Corral, quarterback, Ole Miss. I feel like he brings the sort of mentality that Dan Campbell would want in his quarterback. I like that pick there.
Me personally, if I was a GM, I like Ritter. I like Zappy. I like Carson Strong better than I like Matt Corral.
Carson Strong is a stud. Watch out for him later rounds.
I like those 3 quarterbacks better than I like Matt Corral, but I have them taking Matt Corral at 32.
I like your pick, Tyler.
I decided to be different from y'all.
I respect that.
And decided to go Desmond Ritter as the 3rd quarterback off the board. I feel like I'm missing somebody, though. On my whole entire draft, that is. But it's all good. Hey, it's all good.
Okay.
We got to run it back in the first round. That's all that matters. Somebody's going to get off the board.
Yep. All right. Well, we made it to the first, guys. Let's start round 2.
Round 2.
All right, here we go.
33rd pick.
All right. No, that's going to do it for the show. No, we made it to the first round like we wanted to. Next week, plan on the live stream. Start going live at 6:30 Central Standard Time at youtube.com/SparkE3. We'll be here for the entire first round. Could be a long night. We'll see how energized we are towards the end. It'll be a good time. I'll hit the music. We got it here. Boys, last thoughts?
I'm fucking tired, dude.
What is the show going to be about next Tuesday? Or are we not doing that show next Tuesday?
No, we won't. Okay. Thursday will be the only show we do.
Okay.
Yep, just Thursday. No Tuesday, no Wednesday show. I'll tell Zach to piss off on next Thursday. For AniMan, we'll do AniMan Friday or something. We'll figure it out. But yeah, any last thoughts, boys?
My PC finally came in after...
Shout out.
Oh, yeah, I seen that.
Looks clean. Saw that on Snap. Looks clean.
RGB all through that bitch for no reason.
Yeah.
I'm ready to go sleep.
It is late for us. This is a later show.
9:30 Central Time.
But I got to drive home.
Like 40 minutes. But at least it'll be a smooth drive home. You shouldn't have any traffic. That's a plus.
And frankly, in my
You're
opinion,
off tomorrow anyway. It's a piss off.
Why you think I'm here?
Yeah, exactly. Like if you were gonna try to pull some shit where it's just like, oh, sorry guys, I was gonna dog the fuck out of you because I'm like, bro, you're off tomorrow anyway. Like, come on, man.
Hey, I also woke up at 3 o'clock in the morning. Okay,
you're still off tomorrow. I don't want to hear it.
Hey, I worked so long today, I missed my nap.
Okay. Oh my god,
it's an inadvertent nap.
Oh, he's gotta have his nappy time.
No, dog, I'm literally sitting here playing the game, and I'm like, and then I wake up, I'm like, some bitches. 2:30. Fell asleep at 2:29.
All right. Well, if you made it all to the end, appreciate the hell out of you for that. Hey, make sure to go to SparkE3.com. You can sign up for the website for free. Thank you, Tyler. Or you can sign up $5 a month. We definitely appreciate that. And also go check out SparkE3shop.com for 30% off everything in the store. Promo code April to celebrate this wonderful month with the draft and everything going on.
I'm shaking.
I see that. All right, let's wrap it up. With that said, thank you so much for listening to
A Terrible Football Show.